Here, Rosa Parks, sir. Don't you? Sick and tired of being sick and tired. What is this? The fact that Aurelia is dancing to the emotionlessly is disturbing. Look at her face. Don't you change it?
What are you talking about? He didn't change it. It was always like that.
Playing the word you. I hate you for that song. I hear it. I hear it. You want to play this game? We can play this game.
Playing the game?
Nah, I got you. I got you. Because I know which one you're playing. I know the channel. It is.
I have like some. I had a secret. Wonder I'm terrified. No, you don't. God damn it, you're still streaming. They can hear me. I can't say what I want to say. Say it. Oh, he can.
I have only some requested 4 things.
No, 8.
We gonna play this game. We gonna play. I think we gonna play this game.
Well, Ash, you're trying to play checkers with Cat who's playing chess.
Nah.
God damn it. You requested this one. Good job, Twilight.
Literally because of a Doom talk earlier, I ended up listening to the Shock Eater songs.
Alrighty.
Real fun. Door hands.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? I just got the tweet out. Let me grab today's sauce. Well, apparently I forgot to reboot my bot. Ugh. Feel actually energetic right now. Had good, healthy dinner. Feel good. Okay. Why is the bot still? There it is. Okay. Alrighty, chat. Hello, how's everybody doing today? Here is today's artwork. Go give the artist some love. Apparently, some people have taken to song requesting mashup songs, which is terrifying. Like Animal Crossing with Doom here. Thank you, Alba. I appreciate that. I'm definitely not going to say that phrase out loud. Okay. So I had some interesting conundrums today on both servers where basically both servers I'm just sitting with like full inventory, full mailbox. I have like all of my units leveled up and I'm just in this like predicament of like what do I do to spin down some AP. So as a result, I have taken to like kind of maneuvering things into place. I did get the sussy priest leveled up here. We've also got some New Year's missions. Looks like I need red item through battle, divine servant, and still the friend point summons. See if we can find that. Because Fiyuki has bones, which should be a red item. I don't know if there's a divine. I think there's a shadow Medusa in here. That's weekly target, but that's not panel target. Oh, god damn it. I don't remember what that one is, but you can see how long it's been since I've done it. You know it's been a long time since I've done a mission when it doesn't show what the types of enemies are, and yet I have it complete. And the reason for this is because I completed it long ago, but this feature was added well after the fact, and I haven't run it again since. Could be anything, even skeletons. Yeah, you're right. Well, that's not looking good. Aha! There's the Shadow Medusa. Is this Gladys? Yeah, it should be fine. You can just do Archer Training Grounds with Gil and Red Archer Gems. That's true, but then I would have to do Archer Training Grounds. Like, for what it is, I don't gain anything off of most materials anyway, so it really doesn't matter, but I don't know. It just is what it is. If I get it done here, I get it done here. I just need luck with a bone drop. There we go. Why even bother NPing? It takes too long. Though, honestly, with Scotty's animations, it may as well have been as long as anything else. Well, I got 2 bronzes, but I don't think that's a bone. I think a bone would show up as a silver. Yeah. Do it again. You could work on leveling the new Mystic Code too. Thank you. I totally forgot about the new Mystic Code. I completely forgot that I have a new Mystic Code out there. Not that it's gonna need much help to actually level, but I also did that there. Yeah, I need the bone to drop is my issue. There we go. I mean, this composition that I've been running is plugless. Even the Ember Gathering node, because I was doing the Assassin node, since Tez is coming up in the future. I basically I do that same deal with like Double Summer Scotty and Daiko Kuten. So like I don't have to use plug in either of these comps. Wait, why did I NP there? I actually don't know why I did, but well, it looks like I got something. I have a silver chest, so especially going into the wave, that is very likely to be a bone. And it's not. It's a singular skill gem. I'm gonna regret this. Did you level the new Mystic Code already? No, that's what we're doing right now. Did I get Rasputin? I did. Yeah, ironically enough, most NPs are somewhere in the like usually like 7 to like 13-second range. It averages about 9 to 10 seconds. And with Scotty's carding animations, it almost takes you as long to card through a wave as it would to NP. So it just is what it is. Damn, that was actually a very nice Buster crit there. That's Scotty's quick buffs for you. Whee! Monkey brain push NP, monkey do. Yeah, I mean, it just is what it is, right? Like, eventually you get used to, oh my god. Wait. Hold on, how did that complete one of the missions? Wait. See, the rewards doubled, I guess? I'm just like sitting there thinking like that didn't actually accomplish the goal of getting a red thing to drop. At this point, I definitely should have done the training grounds. You would do Bunyan farming if you wanted fast MP farming. The amount of time it would take me to like switch the comp around, it is just faster to just run in and do the node. That's basically what I've learned to tell myself over the years, is that like I'm all for switching stuff. Torak, this doesn't work on me. Oh, it wasn't Torak that requested it. I was gonna say, if anything, this annoyed Torak more than me. Anyone that did the raids a bunch on JP probably heard this music a crap ton. Nya 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 nya. Nya 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 nya. Unfortunately, Bob redeemed Skip. Is this just all the Final Fantasy versions of this, though? This isn't even like that crazy. Oh my god. I'm getting out of this node. This node is actually just debating me. Bones are a lie. They don't exist. Alright, so that has bones in it. We'll go with this. Surely this time it's for real. Oh, I probably need to switch this to all. That's fine. Yeah. Actually, this is pretty idyllic. Iris vehemente. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Interis vehemente. It worked for me second try. I give up after like 3 runs of it. We go to something that has double odds. Surely that, oh my god. Why did I look? Why did I look? Cat's taste has me expecting the ay even on the normal version. Pretty much. Aya. Even to me, it's replaced the original one. Like, experience normality, right? Like, it's so rare to hear the original. This is like the SSR spawn. Oh, come on! Ugh. Imagine getting red drops. Couldn't be me. Isn't the original, though? It's one of them. Oh, yeah. Get that guitar. It feels like that sometimes, Peanut. Just go to the extreme node. No! I'm trying to save AP. It's definitely costing me at this point. I did the Gil node and did that in one shot. Listen, this node can give me bones and red gems. This has double the chance. There we go. I did it. I don't even have to look. We finally got a bone to drop. God. Yeah, trying to be greedy with the AP so the game is telling him no. Pretty much. I mean, that's just how that crap worked for me. I guess we can go ahead and do the FP rolls, because if I don't do them, I'll forget them. Are you saying the game had a bone to pick with you? Apparently. Ein, thank you for the 19. Appreciate it. You start the year with Ayaya? I see. You gonna do your daily singles? Oh, I can. There. I honestly, like, don't do them. Like, it's not that they're bad or anything like that. I almost never remember to. Damn, that actually could have been a Rasputin. And that's it. Wait, isn't there supposed to be the second banner? Has it not started yet? The, like, rotational rate up of other units? Must be tonight? Yeah. Weird. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Now what do I do with my remaining AP? Well, I guess we sit on it because we have NA. Ah, yeah, yeah. You can keep telling me I'm wrong, but ah, yeah, yeah. Will I NP5 MHX? What do you mean? Like on JP? Non, don't you say no to me in French. Ash, like, none of these are like, hey, you mixed it with, like, other non-Final Fantasy songs. This is all just more of the same. Yeah, I see. It's those who fight and stand your ground. They're both Final Fantasy VII songs. God, there's so many menus to go through when you enter the game. Oh, I'm kind of curious. No, he wouldn't be able to. Yeah, on JP, I probably will. Wait for the left curve I'm going to throw at you. You haven't thrown any at me. Unless you mean the next one. But it's not even a left curve, because I see it coming. Also, remember I'm a lefty, so that doesn't do crap to me. I just uppercut that shit into the upper deck. Oh. That I cannot do. Can't uppercut anything but a crocodile? Well, actually, because I'm Florida man, it would be an alligator. Wait, gift sub? Oh, because of scuff? No. Not a lotto, Bob. If I gifted every time I scuff, damn, I would never scuff again. And then chat wouldn't be able to laugh at me. He can't see the right one coming? That's true. The perfect FGO player? Yeah, you put money on the line, I would become the perfect FGO player. I would, like, think out every decision. I wouldn't just press buttons. And then chat would never have anything to laugh at. Like the Shy Halud snake. Yeah, I'll give him credit. He didn't mess up the opening. Lisan al-Gaib. What? I think it's good. Oh, this is the lean that he was talking about earlier. Left field song choice. I think it's fine. They have the same beat, which is usually how they mash up songs like this. The only weird part is they basically use the instrumental version of Viva La Vida. So there's no Viva La Vida lyrics. See, he gets it now, but I got it before. Like, I already saw it and thought that that was going to be a thing. Like, I didn't doubt that this was going to be a good mashup. The only thing I doubted was whether or not they would fuck up the actual, like, mix, which I feel like happens all the time with these songs, unfortunately. What's up, Char? How's it going? No, you didn't. I did. But you realize that Jay's is actually coming up next, right? And you're gonna have to beat Jay's song. There's something about rapping and violins that should never be brought together. I don't have to beat Jay's song? You do. Already beat Jay? I feel like that's assault. You're at 400k QP? Well, that just means you need to do more. You basically have time to grind. There's another song after that? Nah, dude. Somebody that I used to know. No. No. As a mashup, it's really good. It was. But is Ash ready for this? I don't think he is. I'm a broke boy. I mean, I wouldn't say if you did like 250 boxes at a lotto and then you spent it all, yeah, like you're broke right now, but like I assume you accomplished a lot, right? It's not like you got nothing out of it. There you go, Ash. Sounds like it should be the opening for like a freaking Power Rangers spinoff. Let's see. What else do I want to do here? I guess it's Embers. I can do that man's strengthening and just him and no one else. And it doesn't have to be done right now. There's 28 days. So wait. Yeah, none of these are half cost right now. The Saberface ones will get done anyways, but I may as well take advantage. So I probably want the caster. The caster farming daily. There we go. I wonder if I can make this work. Yeah, I also leveled up and lored 2 of the skills on my Semiramis chat. Behold, be amazed. And we got the new Mystic Code on JP. I blame Avalon? I wouldn't blame Avalon. It's true, there's always the YouTube side. You guys can always go sit over in silence on the YouTube side. Oh, I didn't switch this to a... Should have switched it to a black rail, but whatever. It don't matter. Blame me for what? I don't know. I think Ash is blaming you for the song. I haven't heard this before, but damn. I have no idea what that even says, but why don't I find out and then ban you if it's something that I don't like? What anime will I watch today? Okay, that was actually tame. I expected way worse. I watched the isekai one for like the salary man where he goes to work for the Demon King's place. But I mean, like that one, episode 1, like it was just okay. I didn't hate it, but I also didn't like see anything particularly amazing about it. But yeah, like I said, I'm used to instead people try to send like messed up stuff in different languages, and then I have to ban them for it. Wait, Hakufu, who did you want buffed? Like Arcuid? Oh, I still didn't do it. Crap. Cruel but fair. It's just one of those deals where you kind of do have to moderate anyways. Thanks to Twitch. Did I see the Behemoth anime? No, I heard it came out, but I have not seen it. But I do know it has Big Booba Elf. Big Booba Blonde Elf. Oh, Simi. Yeah, no, Simi definitely needs some love. Again, like I stated on stream, like I'm A-okay with getting her, and I actually do anticipate that they will buff her probably this year, because they've been doing a lot of buffing. I'm actually surprised they haven't done anything here with New Year's, but we'll see maybe as we start getting the like individual rotational banners. But yeah, I think it's like they kind of got to do something with Simi at this point. She's probably got one of the worst overall performances in class against other members of her class for an SSR at this current point in time. It doesn't mean she's unusable. It doesn't mean you can't like still slot her in and you know use her to some degree. It just means that like you would almost always be better taking a different option than her, and that's not a good thing when we've got an SSR. Will break the buffs record this year? I mean, they should if they keep doing it how they have been. But yeah, like that's the other thing that we've literally got like weekly rotational rate ups for like what it almost amounts to being like class banners. I haven't seen if they've actually detailed like specifically which units, but it'll definitely be a thing. Like I guarantee you they're going to use this as an opportunity to buff some of the units. How many will get, you know, will we get buffs that we actually want / need? I think all of that will remain to be seen. But Rathenlos, thank you for the 15. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good one. The units are mentioned in the news post, just not the individual banners yet. Well, when you say the units are mentioned, are you meaning the fact that they mentioned which classes are on rate up? Or are you meaning like they actually mentioned the specific units? They show you the units, okay. Didn't they say every SSR? Seemingly, like again, we'll have to see if they actually mean truly every single one. They might just mean like every limited one. I don't know. I'm gonna assume when they say every, they mean every, but we'll just see if it was like something that maybe got lost in translation. But again, like I said, I did ask Trubs to go back, rewatch that segment and clarify, and he basically did. So like, I assume that is correct. Imagine if 2025 gets 100 plus buffs. I mean, they probably should, right? Draco's second banner? What do you mean? Oh, you're saying like, yeah, because of them doing every SSR. Well, actually, be her third at this point, but it is what it is. From play to start as the new FGO. Oh, that's fine. Like I'm still keeping up with Girls Frontline too, but I'm not doing the like the Gunsmoke Frontline stuff. Like basically the guild PvP, I think it is. I've been informed that really like you don't even have to do the PvP in the game at all. It just is what it is. It's not Christmas time. It is Christmas time, chat. I'm sorry. It is. Gunsmoke isn't PvP? Okay. Did the guy looking for an invite get it? Yes, I assume so. Sent you the overview for the units. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Skip, by the way. Oh, there is a skip. I mean, that is pretty much every single Saber right there. That does not include Durga. Interesting. Which is weird because my understanding is Archer split and have another round later. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say the Archer one feels light. And then this is Ruler. And that is all the rulers, I'm pretty sure. Which I think this would be Kagatora's second banner. Unless I'm wrong. Jack can correct me. I don't remember if she had another one or not. Is it third? Okay. Yeah, so the difficult part for stuff like this is like, let's say you want like Muramasa. So he's here and he's right smack in the middle of this. You don't know precisely when it's coming out, but you do know that he's coming out. And you do know that this is going to be in the middle of a whole heaping big pile of like units coming out. So it's going to be difficult on people that are trying to get even one of these units, with relation to they will probably still be releasing new units. They will probably be having other classes as well that may be tempting you. And so it's going to be difficult on people to try and like, I'm going to say like, to try and actually do any of this is like free to play. Like rolling one unit, maybe. Rolling two, you're already getting into a difficult predicament at that point. And we pretty much know like all of this is going to be done in like 3 to 4 months, I assume. So that's going to be rough. Like that's just going to be a whole crap ton of stuff, because you basically already have sabers done. You have half of archer, and then you have ruler done as well. So that's 2 classes complete. So it's basically 2.5. There's 7 base classes. Let's see how many extras do we have? Is it 7 exactly? Yeah, we have 2 triangles and then shielder, so there's 7 more. I think you could basically say there are 7 base classes. There are 6. Well, no, because we have beast, so it is 7 and 7. Assuming that shielder does not get a banner rotation because of obvious reasons. So at that point, you've got 14. We just did 2.5 for this upcoming month here. It's looking like 5 to 6 months if that's the case. I think it'll definitely depend on the size of the class. Like for instance, the extra classes have a tendency to be a lot smaller roster size wise. So like the sabers are going to take up a good chunk of things, whereas they'll probably rotate through the archers and then the rulers on the side as well. So I don't know, but either way, that's a interesting scenario. So if it does take them something like 5 months, you're still looking at like May. So like probably May or June, they'll finally wrap all of this up. And I'd say that's probably fine, right? Like we know they've said that April is going to be the release of Sosho 4. So all they've said about the Grand Servant system is that it's going to be after that. So like it could be all the way like pushed all the way until like anniversary this year or something. Like we don't actually know precisely when. And we'll have to see like if in February we get like 3 whole units instead of 2.5. So it is what it is. Yeah. Okay, chat. I did want to briefly talk to you guys about Takeuchi here. There are some spoilers in this. I'm going to gloss over those. Again, they do tell you there is a particular section talking about Kamazats. I'm just going to skip it because like we don't know the entire story of LB7 yet. It's not worth reading into it too much, so it is what it is. The funny number. Hello, Ventus. How you doing? Thank you for the 69. How have you been? Oh, yes, a Doom posting interview. Yeah, this is great because I love the fact that this interview just absolutely shat on the Doom posters. So basically, you can see they did mention essentially that the article is an updated version of the interview published in the combined August and Famitsu version, basically back in August. So there's additional content added that was previously unpublished. So some of this you may have already heard before. In fact, when I was talking with Trubs about it, he already mentioned, he's like, yeah, that was already brought up in one of these cases. So it's a thing. Like some of this is just already there. Again, there was the interview with Nasu that you can read from them if you want as well. they basically spent a long time talking about the MiHoYo collab, not MiHoYo, MiHoYo, aka Witch on the Holy Night, and how like it was their biggest story that they actually did of the year. They put a lot of time and effort into it. It was really, really, really memorable for them, and it was again a like huge deal for them. So I think a lot of people are looking back and saying like, oh, this is the year of the collab in 2024, and that like, you know, oh, maybe people are wishing that they hadn't done as many, but it's pretty clear that regardless of how people felt on that, the developers really wanted to do these collabs justice, and they wanted to, again, really bring it to life, especially in MiHoYo's case. Let's see. So there were other proposals, it looks like, for the story of it. So a witch hunt that took place in a castle. The other was to incorporate a battle at an abandoned amusement park. Which again, he's saying like, yeah, it left a strong impression. So again, this is just Google Translate, so you can't read into it too much. And they were talking about how it'd be interesting if they intervened. I'm not gonna, like, again, go through that too much because I don't want to spoil chat. He talks a lot about the distribution of swimsuits. Talks about the design of Monte Cristo, the new one, and thinks that it was great. Apparently, Nemo Santa was a big deal for them, which is really funny because he said, like, oh, is a little bit of Uber Eats delivery dude, a little bit of Death Stranding. I'm surprised, and they were talking about how, like, important that servant was to both Takeuchi and Danasu. That's just surprising to me because to me, that Nemo Santa was, especially the event overall, was just relatively, like, meh to me. I obviously didn't read it, so I don't know. But I'm surprised that it apparently had as big of an impact for them as it did. Yep, he apparently wrote it himself. Nasu, that is. There you go. So this one gets a little bit weird because of the translation. So let me start out by saying they're talking about swimsuit servants now, and particularly like the chapter 6 units. So if you guys remember the prior year summer, you know, they like the current year summer would not have been out when they were doing this interview. So it's from the prior year event that they're talking about. And they're talking about the prior year summer event, which was basically LB6 summer. That's going to be our upcoming summer event this year on NA. And essentially he was talking about essentially that there was a strong attachment to Nocnaria, and there was a really, really interesting line here. I'm going to try to find it. There was talk of distributing Nocnaria at the end of Avalon Lefay and deciding what to do. So basically they said servants like Nocnaria and Tonalico, aka Ace, Ash, however you want to say it, basically were decided to be implemented at those meetings that they had. So here you go. Tonalico was originally designed to be a free servant. Nasu said that it would be easiest to distribute Arturia Caster as a free servant. But in the end, the composition of the implemented characters was solidified with Nocnaria as the free servant. So, quite literally, chat, Tonalico and Zertoria were both on the plate for being the welfare that year. Which is very interesting because it tells you a little bit that they do think about these things. they first design the character and do all the stuff and then determine who to make the welfare. So that's kind of wild if you think about that. Because again, this is basically your anniversary servant for the year, and this is probably your breadwinner for the overall summer event. And they were at points considering making both of them the welfare. That's wild to me. I'm sure a lot of people are probably a little bit more upset over the Tonalico one because a lot of people feel like she should not have been the anniversary servant, and that particularly she should not have been a swimsuit servant. So there's a lot to be said about that, but I did find this particularly interesting. I do believe they made the right choice in making Nocnaria the free servant, because I don't believe very many people would have rolled for her in her current iteration. It doesn't mean that like no one would have rolled. I just think out of the three, when you compare Nock against these other two, Nock would have sold the least. It doesn't mean that Nock wouldn't have sold. She just would have sold less than the other two. And so it's probably a good idea that they made her the welfare as a result. But I know that that's really not anything that actually goes into their consideration. I don't think they do it based off the money, just that like that is the way that it ended up. So, okay, so he says basically, like a lot of his fans, one of the NPCs he wants to become a servant is Camazotz. Also, some of the characters from LB6, aka Woodwoes and the Goblin Brothers. And sorry, he doesn't necessarily want them to become a servant. He's saying that he would like to see these NPCs appear again. Not that it like is surprising to anyone, but the third ascension for Zerctoria is Artoria Avalon. The second ascension is inspired by Alice in Wonderland. They did mention because they were saying that they were wondering whether or not Takeuchi has a thing. There's the Alice in Wonderland line. They were wondering whether or not Takeuchi has a thing for bunny ears, and it turns out that he apparently prefers cat ears to bunny ears, but that apparently somebody else on the staff is a fan of bunny ears, and so that's probably why they have them on so many units. Yeah, here you go. Here's the cat ears line. As long as you have bunny ears, you can win. Okay, so apparently he came up with several designs for Tonalico, Modern Witch, a warrior, or a military uniform. I actually feel like the military uniform would have been probably better than the second ascension, but it is what it is. In accordance with the design of the witch, and Nasu chose the relatively orthodox witch look. Personally, the second one was the design I wanted to draw most, so I let my taste run wild. The second one is the one that I'm sorry, like I know people like it, but it to me is the like least important ascension because it basically is just it's almost like Castoria wearing a coat is really all it is. It just looks very samey as some of the other designs. So I would have preferred that they did something else like one of these other ones instead, but it just is the way that she turned out. This is difficult to tell, but based off of context clues, this is Balbon Sith, the summer version for her. And then this right up here is still talking about Morgan Summer, aka Tonalico. Apparently there was a big to-do about Waisuke Kenshin here. Like, I guess Takeuchi wanted to do 5-star Kenshin, but it had gotten shelved. And then they basically came up with putting Takeda Shingen in the new Gouda event that year. And so then they came out with a 5-star Kagetora to be his foil. He was worried about the design until he started doing it, and then just immediately, like, it locked in. Apparently, Kensho-san, and who they're talking about here is they're saying, like, hey, did you work with Kensho-san on the designs? Kensho-san is apparently the person in charge of doing all of Guda Guda's designs, which is really, really interesting that they have, like, a separate person for that. But it makes sense because it's probably also the same person that's in charge of the whole, like, Koha Ace manga and stuff like that. So, but yeah, you can see, apparently he decided that let's give Kenshin a huge turret, and then I guess they clash sometimes when it comes to character designs. It's a given. The first one's a battle uniform. They're talking about the Ascensions here. The third one is a godlike figure. The second one will be plain clothes. Since Shingen rides a red sports car, Kenshin told me Kenshin rides a motorcycle. Apparently, so there are some Olga fights that are coming up via like some of the Bleached Earth quests that you guys will be getting this year. I guess there's different Saint Grass for each one, and apparently, and I didn't realize this, but apparently one of them was drawn completely by a different artist. So it's weird, but I didn't even realize this was a point. And apparently they changed the horns in each one. Yeah, there you go. All right, so I'm not going to read too much into this. This is talking about our deal call 2, but they basically are, yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to like skip over some of this because some of those pictures even can be spoilers. They basically talked about, I guess there's like a bunch of actual like cutscenes in Sosho 2, and they essentially said, hey, we need a gallery feature. And Takeuchi said, yeah, I agree. We need to work on that. So that's not a promise that they'll do it, but it is at least like Takeuchi agreeing that it's something that they need. So it is an interesting thing. They did talk about, again, this is Seal from the Servant verse. Yeah, in terms of design, normal Seal has been changed to a swimsuit. Yeah, and they said that making Seal the anniversary character didn't make sense because Arcuid was only allowed to be as a one-off curveball, basically. So that is intriguing because what that does mean is that probably means your anniversary servant as we move forward will probably always be an actual like fate-related person. Don't expect them to be again, like somebody from Tsukihime or again like K and K or anything like that. It's a Seal alt essentially, yes, and that's kind of what we knew. It is the servant verse version of her, and so instead they decided to make her a swimsuit character. They didn't want it to feel different for the Seal fans. I did find this really funny. The interviewer specifically asked about the naked cloak that she wears in one of the promotional materials for Tsukihime. If you guys remember, a little bit of a hullabaloo about some of the promotional materials for Tsukihime getting censored. It was that specific illustration of her with the cloak where she's naked. And so the interviewer joked saying he wanted to see that, and Takeuchi says that's too much to expect. So chat, you're not getting nakedness. Yeah, I found this kind of funny. Normally, I would think she would be in a cool outfit or something, but as she is one of the two main heroines in the first part of Tsukihime, I was told that she needed to wear a dress that could stand up to Arcuid. So the third one is wearing a dress that has never been seen before. Basically, the third ascension. We're seeing a dress that rivals Earth. Almost slightly reflected in the hair in the same way. I wondered what Seal's ultimate form would be. Seal's a character who boasts one of the greatest reserves of magical energy, even in the world. I love this translation. Even in the world of Mushroom Legends. So, chat, we need to stop referring to it as the Nasuverse and start referring to it as the world of Mushroom Legends. Because that's so much better. Like, it just makes me laugh thinking of everything as a mushroom legend. Like, oh, what's that story about? Well, it's a mushroom legend. Instead of Mario collab, I don't know, right? Started with the image of energy leaking out of the extremities of her body when she's suppressing it, and imagine that Seal in that kind of dress while designing it. Yeah, I think when they gave this interview, Seal was not properly released yet. So she had been teased, she had been shown, but like they didn't know exactly how she was going to go. Following on from the Mihoyo reproduction of the original story, in the Noble Phantasm performance will be a sight to behold. Behind the scenes of Swimsuit Ereshkigal, a new system implemented with the passion of the author. This is interesting. First of all, the big goal and hurdle was to implement Swimsuit Ereshkigal. Originally, there was a plan to have Swimsuit Ereshkigal appear at last year's Saberface. So, I'm not sure if that means, like, Saber Wars. It can't, because we haven't had Saber Wars 3. So it tells me that it must instead be the summer event. Yeah. So I guess they were planning to have her appear there, which, like, I mean, to be fair, when they made it so LB6 centric, no, she didn't really fit. But man, that just is not going to make Erish fans happy. That it basically, like, they had the idea already in the works and essentially just delayed her. And it's funny because like, if you guys remember, they always like poll the readers. Like, Famitsu does a poll and they ask, like, one of the questions they ask every year is like, who's your most anticipated summer unit? And the timing of this would have been that the poll's results would not have been revealed until they had easily already determined what the summer units were going to be. So it's funny because I think they pushed Erish and delayed her, and then they saw that poll and they went like, oh shit. Because she's literally been topping the poll for multiple years now. So I don't know if they were maybe thinking that, like, they didn't need to do her, or they had maybe, like, you know, thought they could get away with it for another year. But either way, they just decided to delay. So having Erish appear would mean making her the center of the story. So essentially, they didn't want her to appear in that summer event because she'd need to be the focus, and she wasn't the focus that they had planned. It would be a high hurdle even for Nasu to bring the character to implementation. It was predicted that it would be difficult to create a place for her at Saberfest, so it was postponed. Now she's finally making an appearance. Because we kept you waiting for so long, we considered giving her a stronger meaning while still wearing a swimsuit, and decided to implement her as an anniversary character with class Beast. I think you can see how well made the design and illustrations are. The passion and ideas of an artist can sometimes be the catalyst for change in FGO. This time we received a lot of ideas from Mori-san. Mori is Shizuki Mori, the manga artist and illustrator that designed Ishtar, Ereshkigal, Enkidu, and Tristan, as well as apparently the craft essences they're saying. So speaking of Mori-san, a large number of... it says Karen. Again, I think this is just Google Translate. I assume it's Ereshkigal who they're talking about. Did you receive a similar number of drawings this time as well? I received it. First of all, the rough draft stage was full of amazing ideas, and it continued to change as we worked on it. Every time new ideas were born and enthusiasm grew, I really felt that he is an author who is always updating himself in an effort to make something better. And Space Ereshkigal is a character that seems to be the fruition of that desire. I'm also going to say that Mori probably had kicked around several ideas for Ereshkigal over the years, but since they hadn't tapped Mori to do another Ereshkigal version, those ideas had gone unused. So he probably, like, when they finally were like, hey, let's do another Ereshkigal, he probably was just like, blah, 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 and just like threw everything at them. And I don't blame him at that point. Like, again, this is one of those deals where I think, like, even like the artists themselves are part of the community by a virtue of like Twitter and stuff. They see how people react to things. They love the way people talk about their stuff. So it's really, really funny because basically, no, this is not a Doom posting interview. Quite the reverse. But basically, yeah, again, like I think even the artists themselves, they're just like, man, I really hope they tap me to do another Ereshkigal. I'm gonna come up with a bunch of ideas. And so he had just been building them for years at this point. Please tell us if there are any parts or specifications that have actually changed due to your enthusiasm. So apparently it was the favorability system for battles. So depending on how you use the skills react during battle, Ereshkigal's favorability will increase. Her abilities change depending on that. First, Mori-san came up with the idea of changing some of the Noble Phantasm's effects based on favorability. I thought it would just be a hidden parameter, but it ended up being implemented as a battle system. So in other words, like, he thought it was going to be something just like aesthetic or something like that, and it ended up actually becoming a system in the game. Of course, the original idea of changing the Noble Phantasm's effects when favorability is at maximum has also been implemented. One of Mori-san's ideas was to have a subliminal image move in the back of the screen when you attack during the Third Ascension. In development, we called it the Beast Flash. So you can see it depicted there. With all the things coming out, I imagine to be an increase in suggestions from other artists, such as I'd like to include this type of effect. The storyboard staff tries to incorporate as many ideas as possible. It makes things interesting. We welcome it. As with Beast Flash this time, Mori-san often gives us ideas that break from the usual rules, so it's always very fresh. So in other words, what he's saying here, chat, is that this idea to incorporate something like specifically in the background when the character attacks, they're like, wait, write that down. That's a good idea. We can do this for other units. So that's kind of what he's saying, is that this is actually going to potentially, like, give them the capacity to do things differently with other characters in the future. Yeah, Mori's ideas are often unprecedented. The playfulness and the tenacity he has in turning them into a reality. Any ideas puts a burden on an artist in the sense that it increases the number of pictures, but recently many artists have been actively doing it. For example, the cut-ins of Noble Phantasms take a lot of time because they have to be divided into parts and made to move. But since it's the star of the show, more artists are saying they want to do it. I'm really grateful. So what he's trying to say here, chat, is that the artists in charge of the design can basically request, hey, I want this feature. And in this case, he's talking specifically about like face shots, like cut-ins. And they're saying essentially that, like, yeah, they've tried to make this a thing. And that while even though it increases the burden, it's a popular thing. All the artists are requesting it, so they're just doing it for everyone. He feels the range of expression is expanding. I think that's what makes the users happy. There are ways to do crazy things and put in passion, including battle characters, that are only possible because it's a game created with 2D drawing specifically. I think that's a weapon that FGO has that can't be done in 3D, so I want to continue to make use of it. So chat, I took this almost literally. This is Takeuchi saying, if we were to go 3D, the game would lose a lot of its character. A lot of its like great things that can only be done because it's 2D. I choose to believe that this is almost like Takeuchi saying we're not doing 3D. So if you're somebody that maybe really wants FGO to go that route, understand the game's lead artist doesn't. It doesn't mean it will like never happen, but it does mean that it like, again, there's winds pushing against it. The Takeuchi himself does not wish to go to that. He finds 2D basically more charming. And so as a result, you can kind of see that this is probably the way that FGO just will be for the future. Okay? Arcade type of gameplay would likely be a separate game, but doesn't replace FGO. Yeah, I mean, who knows what the future holds for FGO and for Fate in general. But I think you can look at this and you can say, okay, Takeuchi himself doesn't want to go to 3D because I'm sure the developers feel that pressure. If you guys think we're applying the pressure, imagine them as a developer looking at other games, talking with other devs, and basically themselves experimenting with stuff. They know. He's choosing not to. He's saying this won't work for what we're doing. So it is what it is. And I do think there is an argument to be made in favor of 3D. But I do think he's making a very valid point that, again, hey, they're only possible because it's 2D based. Okay, towards the goal of the final chapter, the 10th year will be the biggest challenge to date. Finally, please tell us about your enthusiasm for the 10th anniversary. Now, remember, chat, this is basically done, or rather released in August. I believe the interview was conducted somewhere in like June or July. So the timing for this is that 9th Annie has not happened yet. But as they get to 9th Annie and they start to look towards year 10, what does that mean as we head towards year 10? I hadn't really thought about the 10th anniversary until recently, but it's only now that I'm thinking about it next year. So again, it's him sort of referring to the future. Since this kind of game is a service, I think it's easy to set a goal of how many years it will continue. However, the team's goal for FGO has always been to complete the game's story. In that sense, the question of how many years it will reach is secondary, and it just feels like 10 years have passed. So again, he's saying we're not focused on the actual like time it takes us. We're focused on completing the story. Because again, that's their job. They're not gonna like look at the like, oh man, we're in our 10th year. They're instead just thinking about how can they continue the product and keep it going. It's not a focus on like the actual date. Because again, I feel like the community celebrating the date is more of a thing for the community. It's literally a like, wow, look at how far we've come. Look at how much we've done. But also look at how old this game is. And so it's one of the things that like we continue to harp on and we continue to mention. But to the developers, this just means that they're celebrating their 10th year on the job. It's to them their job. And all they're going to keep doing is trying to continue to complete that story. Now, I do think there's something to be said here about, like, hey, maybe this means the story is going to end. That's not how I read this. I can see how maybe some people would interpret it this way, but I don't read it this way. However, I think we need to prepare a memorable and wonderful 10th anniversary, both inside and outside the game, for the fans that have supported us so far. We'll be building up excitement for the final chapter, so this will probably be our biggest challenge yet. We look forward to your continued support and anticipation. So again, chat, he's not saying this will be our final challenge. He's not saying this will be the biggest challenge ever that we've faced. He's saying our biggest challenge yet. Now, again, it's Google Translate. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. But the terminology here to me seems to indicate not a finality, but instead a going thing. That, yeah, this is just, it's our biggest challenge so far. Implying that there will be more after that. So the second part is really over. And you can see that, again, when they say final chapter, chat, they mean of part 2. Or, and hear me out. Hear me out. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. And I know some people don't like to hear this. But he might mean the final chapter of part 1 and part 2. AKA FGO. That is to say, take out the F, the Grand Order. That's what this storyline is, and we might be getting the final chapter of that. It does not mean, though, that there can't be a part 3. So it may just be that they're wrapping up this individual rung, that may be them wrapping up the entirety of part 1 and part 2. But I don't think it's story is over, story is dead, game is dead, we are all ending. Like, you don't see any of that messaging anywhere in here. And I feel like the people that are trying to push that narrative are picking at like little straws in order to try and prove that. Every indication seems to be that there is more. So again, the second part is really over. By the way, will we be able to celebrate the 11th anniversary? Now, chat, if the game is ending, that will not be true. So this is the interviewer's way of saying, hey, without telling us what's coming, will there be a game a year after the 10th anniversary? Of course we will. Chat, if people are dooming based off this article, they are fucking idiots. Based purely off that singular line. Will we be able to celebrate the 11th anniversary? Of course we will. When JP hits end of service, why are you talking about end of service? Why is that even a question that comes up to your mind? Like seriously. Chat, when you guys talk that way, you're the problem. And I really do mean it. Like, I'm not saying it to insult you. I'm saying even thinking that way is basically part of the issue. It's how we have all of these doomer takes in the community because people just assume the game's going to end. And yet, we have other gacha games that have lasted longer than FGO. So, I'm going to say this. The game ends when you want it to. If you don't want to keep playing FGO, there's the door. It's right over there. You can easily walk right out it. So if you don't want that, if you want to keep playing the game, why bother even thinking that way? Why bother even trying to bring it up and constantly ask these questions? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm a little bit tired of it. As a content creator, but not even that. Just as a member of the community. I am so sick and tired of people always looking for like the moment that like FGO is going to end. They're looking for like every single like little thread that they can pull on to try and like get some sort of indication that the game will end. The game is not ending. And trust me when I say this, I believe that they will let you know if that's the case. I actually do think that. Because this is not an American company. This is a Japanese company. And I do think they're going to try and do right by the Fate fans. I'm not talking Aniplex. I'm not talking Sony. I'm talking Type Moon will try to do right by its fans. Kevin, thank you for the follow. I also don't get the people who say, I hope it ends soon, as if they couldn't just quit the game. Right. And I'm going to say again, like, if you're somebody that's not enjoying the game anymore, why are you still playing it? And I mean this in the healthiest sense for both you and for the community. There is no point in continuing to do something that makes you unhappy. If you are forcing yourself to play a game, stop fucking playing. I do this all the time with live service games. If I'm just not feeling it, I'm just not playing it. And so I just don't. It's that simple. But I do think people gaslight themselves into continuing. And I'm not telling you to quit so much as I'm telling you only you can make that choice and only you can actually like determine whether or not the game is worth. Addiction, maybe it is. But that's where I'm gonna say there is no point in talking about end of service. They have literally told you the game is ongoing and it will continue. Okay, I'm skipping this just because it was already song request. FGO will only end when it no longer makes money. That's a great point, because let's read the rest of his response. However, as far as the story goes, we have been working hard with the goal of reaching the final chapter. It is up to the users to decide when we will reach the final chapter, but we would like you to experience the cutting-edge battles and adventures together. So you can choose to read this one of two ways. You can choose to read this as he is talking about the actual end of story. That is to say, no more story. Or you can choose to believe that he's talking about the end of part 2. However, I'm going to say even with the most doomer take right here, which is this, that he is talking about story ending, he still says this line. It's the same as when I tried to play Tower of Fantasy. I tried to force myself to play it, and I asked myself, why am I playing the game if I'm not having fun? I quit the game and was more happy for it. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think, like, some of these games become a chore for people. And if it becomes a chore for you and you're not gaining any enjoyment, quit. It's that simple. And again, like, even in FGO's case, it's not like you can't set it down. And if you decide, oh man, hey, FGO's popping off again, or FGO did something cool, or it released a unit that I'm interested in, you can always come back. That is always the case. But I do feel like people gaslight themselves. Unfortunately, reading is a hard task for FGO players. I don't even think it's that. And I'm sorry, but I have to say this. Some of y'all just won't let go of like this FGO must end. FGO is ending. FGO is ending. End of service. Doom. Gloom. When will the game end? Like, enjoy the fucking ride, chat. Enjoy it while it lasts. Because, God, I cannot imagine going through life that way. It's just insufferable to me. Like, and I'm dead serious. It's like, I would much rather enjoy my time rather than constantly wondering when it will end. It's like, imagine you meet a girl, chat, and you get into a relationship with them. And instead of enjoying your time that you spend with them, you keep asking them, when are you going to break up with me? Well, guess what? Most women will just turn around and say right now. Like, it's exactly how this goes. You're going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you ask, when will the game end? The more you're not going to enjoy the game. And the more you're going to eventually lead yourself down the path of quitting. You lost us that girl? Okay. Imagine you're trying to hook up with a dude. And then you manage to get in a relationship, and then you keep asking the guy, when are you going to break up with me? See, I can be gender neutral here, chat. When will this stream end, Cad? Okay, you joke, Omar. I have literally had people ask that. And anytime anyone asks that, I just ignore that comment. Like, because it's like, oh, 5 minutes from now. And then it's like telling everybody to basically leave in 5 minutes. Like, no, I'm just, you guys know when I normally end, but stream will end whenever it ends. Like when I'm done doing all the things I need to do and we can wrap it up for the night, that's when stream will end. Not stream must end at this particular moment. When is it going to be happening? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? That's really what it is. And let me be clear here too, chat. Because I do feel like some people, like I've had people assume that I'm a doomer for FGO. Criticizing the game does not make you a doomer. Especially if you're being constructive about it, right? It's a mentality is the issue. It's the, man, like, surely this is the thing that kills FGO. It feels like some of y'all just think that constantly. Stream ends when the landlord cuts your light. True. I'm convinced the Twitter FGO doomers are just people who want to quit but project about it. So allow me to explain something to you guys. And I think this is true of, like, I'm going to call them content creators, but this could be streamers, YouTubers, Twitter people, people on Reddit that think they somehow create content, artists, you name it, okay? Everything falls under content creation. You have some people that play FGO and like it. These are not your doomers. Then you have other people that play the game and dislike it. These are usually your doomers. The people that dislike the game but continue to play it are usually one of a number of things. I'm just going to say they are malcontents. Okay, I can't spell that. It's looking like a G. Anyways, if you're a malcontent, odds are you basically fall into one of these categories. You are somebody that is playing but wants to quit. You are somebody that is playing, but you're playing other gotchas. Or you are a content creator who feels like you are trapped. Now, what does this mean? This one is really spicy, and I could do an entire 3-hour stream talking about this. But basically, if you are playing, but you want to quit, you should just quit. If you are playing, but you're playing other gacha games, and you see that the grass is greener on the other side, this is basically what I like to call sour grapes. It's just, you feel obligated still. You feel like you need to keep playing the game. It's sunk cost fallacy. And then this one is the weird one that has a whole bunch of different motivations and issues with it. Content creators in particular have a tendency to feel like they need to be doing more, or that they need to grow and move on to greener pastures. I've seen this numerous times over the years. I have seen content creators that have basically shit where they sleep. And you should never do that, chat. Would you want to sleep somewhere that you had taken a crap? The idea from this comes from this concept of, if you are playing a game, so let's use FGO in this case. If you're playing FGO on the regular, and then you suddenly decide that you don't like FGO and that you want to move to a new game, a lot of content creators will start to shit on the game that they have been playing. They will go, ooh, I hate FGO now. FGO is the cause of all of my problems. FGO is the reason that I can't live a happy life. And so they will start to sort of undercut it and erode what they think they're doing is they're eroding the community's respect for the game to justify their move to a new game. That is never a good idea. It has only ever worked for one content creator that I've ever seen, and I think the jury's still out on that one. But the idea here is that a lot of content creators will start that criticism process, and then all of a sudden it negatively impacts them in their viewership, and then they immediately go what do I do? I can't leave. So they feel like they're trapped. They feel like they have to keep playing a game that they hate. I don't understand why people do this, but people do it. There's also, I'm going to say, the community side of feeling trapped, which is, and I felt this myself personally, which is that if you want to do anything other than FGO, or really in talking in journalistic terms, your main game. If you want to do anything other than your main game, people suddenly don't want to watch you. That is how content creators in general feel trapped. It sucks. I hate it. I feel it too at times. I wish this weren't the case. Usually as a content creator, you want your fans to be loyal to you. You want them to support you. You want them to, again, show up and be there for you at every step of the way, no matter what you're doing. And sometimes it sucks when you're trying to do something that you think is unique or fun, and people no-show or, again, cut out before they actually do it. So I totally understand that feeling. What I don't understand is again, I'm going to shit on the game on the way out. That never has made any sense to me. I've always said, if you're not having fun with the game, it's okay to voice your concerns, and especially if you're doing it constructively. But if you feel like playing a different game, just play a different game. There's no reason to try to justify why you're switching. You can switch purely because you want to, right? The numbers, I need to be bigger. To be fair, I know a lot of people would mock that, but I completely understand that. as somebody that like loves streaming, views it as a very fun, amazing hobby, I can't tell you how frustrating it is when your numbers aren't as good. And that just, it is what it is. Like there's only so much you can do about it. There's any number of things that like factor into like how many numbers you'll pull on a given night or how many views your video will get. You have control over some of it. Some of that's on you. Not all of it is. But yeah, so it's like usually your doomers are from one of those categories. That's the problem with it. And like I said, if you're not having as much fun, it's perfectly okay to go play something else. If you're not enjoying the game and the time that you're spending, I think that's a-okay. It's just, I don't understand the people that, like, they almost keep going in a circle. And they go, like, Doom? And, like, basically, if yes, they basically go on this, like, circle jerk and go right back around. If no, the circle jerk is way shorter and they come back as fast as possible. And it's just like they're just constantly looking for something to doom about. And that's why I usually determine this is a personal issue. This is not an issue with the game. Like some people just, this is their personality. Or burst brain rot, pretty much. If you're not even making the money to justify that mentality, like Jesus, man. Asmongold took a break after getting banned, and he got better health-wise. If he can, so can you. I would love to sit down with Asmongold and chat his ear off one day. I feel like that'd be really interesting, and I could learn a lot. But also at the same time, I feel like there's so little I would actually learn. I wouldn't learn anything about actual streaming because the rules are the rules. And one of the rules about streaming is consistency. Can you take a break? Absolutely. Will it hurt you? Absolutely. This is a known thing. It's the a lot of streamers will tell you that there is pressure on them to constantly stream, and this is true. Like, you do have this idea that, like, if you can, you should go live. And that there is this idea that, like, the more I stream, the more I can grow. It doesn't work exactly like that, but there is that concept of you are either moving forward or you are moving backward. Sometimes you will just toe the line in the middle, but this is because you're trying to move forward. But the second you stop trying to move forward, you begin to move backward. And it's weird. It sucks. I hate that. I just want to see more content of my waifu in the game. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think everyone does. Yeah, no, I think Lucario makes a great point. Like, if I were to take a month-long hiatus from FGO, would that impact my viewership? Absolutely. Absolutely, without a doubt. Like, would I still retain some of you? Yes. Some of you would be like, oh, Cad's back. But others would go on, they would find somebody else to watch, or they would stop watching altogether. It just is the way it is. That is the status of live streaming. And I've had many talks with people about this over the years. There's no good solution. It is what it is. Anyways, enough about streaming and dooming and stuff like that. But yeah, that was the Takeuchi interview. Like I said, it was a real, like, interesting one. Some of this was already stated, but I in particular, that last section is the one I really did want to talk with you guys about. Because, again, that is Takeuchi telling you the game is continuing. So, to me, my message to you guys is don't let people tell you it's not. Because it is. No matter what anyone says, the game will continue to go on. And what it feels like a lot of people are trying to do when they're dooming is they're trying to sort of sink the ship. They're trying to sabotage the community. They're trying to get other people to stop playing. Because they don't want to play anymore. they feel obligated to, but they're trying to get other people to stop. And that's one of the reasons that I just don't want to tolerate it. Can ask for help with the Jaltra team build. Currently, given the team is Waver and CME, but I feel like I'm missing something. You're probably missing a Merlin. That would really help. Because, and again, you could use something like Coin Sky too, but Merlin's got that staying power, that survivability, but Merlin's also got like 100% crit damage when he activates his Buster Up. That's really, really nice for her. I personally believe that a person should not announce they are leaving the room. I mean, like in a general purpose sense, I think it's like an okay thing to say goodbye to a host. But yeah, I've said this before too. It's like, well, I understand people that tell me like they're going to bed or they're saying like goodbye, like they're innocent. They're not meaning this in any sort of malicious or harmful way. It does feel like at times that it's almost like a signal to other people of like, oh well, content's over, time to go. Like, so I don't like it when people do that in that regard, but there's not anything I can do about it, and like really like harping on that just makes me look like an asshole. So I've just chosen to just say like it is what it is. If people want to say goodbye, they can say goodbye. I do agree though, I think content creators do milk it. How many of them are milking the whole Genshin news when Genshin revealed the info over a month ago? Oh, I actually don't know about that. For me, the botch depends of 4 and 5 when the Doomers were the loudest. They absolutely were. Absolutely. And I'm not going to say that the botched 4th and 5th release wasn't worthy of complaining. It was. That absolutely was a thing that should have been complained about. It's a healthy thing for the community to dictate that at times. All right, chat, we're going into LB7 here. We're going to try to complete it. It's a Saberface only run tonight. But yeah, like I feel like a lot of people screamed about that. That's fine. However, the devs within 24 hours immediately said, no, we're going to fix this. Okay? And they did. Like, credit where credit is due. The developers did exactly what they said they were going to do. They fixed it. And in some cases, they were more generous than they needed to be. So it's like, to me, complaining is okay. Dooming is not. Dooming is, again, you want the game to end. And I hate that. If the game does get to a point that, like, the developers have massively fucked it up and it's just in this, like, almost unplayable state, right? Like, yeah, there'll be a time. But I don't think that needs to be a, like, regular thing. Ugh. Get rid of that. That should be enough. Is there any rush to complete LB7? For me, yes. For you guys, no. They released Johanna early? No. Oh my god. No, not that. Ah, there we go. Was the Doom posting about the major Stancourts bug during the JP Lotto worth the outrage? No, not at all. I've said this before, like, there are hills to die on, chat, and then there are, like, people making mountains out of molehills. Like, hill to die on, 4th and 5th appends. The quartz glitch... No. No, that is not a hill to die on. Everyone anticipatorily doomed about arcade ending because it kept stealing servants. Yes. All right, chat. We're going into the actual story. You've been warned. We are entering spoiler territory. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna stop the song request in general. I usually let the in-game music and stuff play when we're in story. Hope you're taking care of your liver. You're a detail-oriented coward? Damn. See, and chat, this right here is exactly why the cryptors could have never pulled this shit off. Ever. Like, ever. We are the only one that could have ever won Olga Marie over. The only one. None of them are as insane as us, pretty much. Jesus. Let's do it! I hate his collie. I hope they never make him a summonable unit. The coming of Mictlan's fifth son. Okay. So they said that the sun had reset at least once. But I guess they're still enacting it this way. Not so fast. Yes, our heads. Okay, what am I facing? Up to 4 servants from my party can be set. Well, it looks like I can at least take a support. AK got me covered. Wait, do I need invuln and pierce? I don't think I do. Shame. I would love to level this. Ah, oh no, I've been taunted. Basically gonna give her the invuln right there. I'm gonna give her Sky Trait, but I don't know if it actually will help. I'm just trying basically to force it. Okay, so it didn't bar break him. That was actually a good choice. So this lands me a bar break and a defense down on him. Well, I actually should have used Neurobride first, but the taunt would have prevented it, so the taunter had to die was basically the issue there. Alright, she at least got back 20%. That's nice. Oh, please don't. Okay, I was gonna say, please don't remove buffs. Jesus. That would have just been annoying. Yeah, yeet! Your buff's mine? No. Right, needs that NP animation update. Yeah, she could use it. Some of the early game units could. Is Callie is getting, he's getting sent to Callie. He is being terminated with extreme prejudice. Ooh! What the hell? 5 of them. Oh, an FGO2 would certainly not fix the game. Like, if you came out with an FGO2, it might fix some of the problems. It would also just create more. Alright, hold on, chat. Basically, it broke. I just switched over to JP because it was playing an animation. You ruin even the things you steal. No, we'll still kill you. Wait, did he shoot Khadroth? He missed on purpose? Okay. He's talking about the skulls that we gave away. The candy. Oh, please, can we destroy the body? Damn it. Yeah, he's still just a servant. We've never faced an impossible to beat servant before, especially not in their own territory or with unique special powers. President girl. Oh, so he does know her. Oh no. I mean, if he was the one that gave her amnesia, sure, but killed her? Oh, damn. Yeah, give us a good scrub. Man. When you can't read on JP, you can't read. But, like, the fact that this is so on the nose. They've already shown you the gimmick and hinted at it not once, but twice. Okay. Now is where... Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh no, mash is still required. Okay. I must use a guest servant. All right, Avalon, where is it? This is your idea. Just relogged. Okay. So me and Avalon talked about this fight in particular because it's the only one that's probably going to cause me any grief in part 1. So Avalon agreed to put up a nice craft essence for me. If he will ever show up. Yep, I cannot use... So, the rules are, chat, because MASH is required to be in the front line, MASH is a requirement, and thus does not defeat the Saberface run. However, these two are options. They are not required. Therefore, I cannot take them. Man, this game hates you, Avalon. Well, I was gonna use Avalon's, but if Avalon never appears... I will plead to chat for help. Yep, Star Bomb. So Golden catches the carp here works. Oh no, that's a problem. They're required. All right, it's got to be Vessel of the Saint. That's shit. That's such crap. Oh, it's filtered to 5-star. Yeah, see, MASH has to be in the front line. Here's my Golden catches the carp. Here we go. Yeah, preferably an MLB, but I will not really care at the end of the day. Want Vessel? Yeah, it has to be Vessel. Vessel is my only way around this mechanic. I put mine up now. I don't believe you, Evelyn. I don't know why. I just can't get you to show up. It's wild. John. Brandon got me. Okay. This actually technically works better because it should be mine that should be NPing at this point. All right, weighing in at no weight. Yeah, I have to use Vessel on my own. The good news is I have several Vessel of the Saints. The bad news is I have to find them. There we go. So I have triple MLB and I think I have 2 singles floating out there somewhere as well. And I guess I could put Vessel on MASH, but I really don't want to do that if possible. I love that they restrict you to 5 total. That's like, this is such an unnecessary thing, and yet they just still do it. Party order needs to go like that. Starbomb on MASH. I mean, I have Starbomb on my Castoria that's going to rotate. So it shouldn't matter, right? Well, I guess I'd secure 50 stars, so... Is MASH immune to the tides? I actually have no idea. I don't plan on using her. But, I will certainly take a free star bomb. I just need to find it. That one's star bomb. Yeah. She's not immune. Okay. That's fine. She's gonna get rotated to the back and get stunned anyways. All right. So, chat, I need a very specific combination of cards to do the strategy that we're trying to do. Oh my god, it literally is going to break the capture card every time. What happened? The cards weren't what I needed. So this is going to be... I have a 1 in 15 chance of getting the right card. I guess it's technically less, but it's like 1 in 5 or something, but... Alright, we got it. We're good. I was really worried for a second there. MHXA is now an arts unit? You're damn right. It's funny because I was just working on my MHXA today. I got her up to 105. She's also not fully 2K FO'd. But it will kill. Oh, I was really wishing she would hit middle Castoria, because then I could have gotten her NP off as well. Everyone and their mothers in an arts unit. Well, arts is more of a mentality. Art. I thought I was gonna have to shuffle like 4 or 5 times at least to get the right card. So I just made that fight my bitch. Dark side wins again. Yep, it's just that easy. I swear to God, if you had said it beforehand, it would not have gone that easy. I was joking with Avalon that every time like he comes up with a comp for me or something, it's always like, oh, it's such an easy like 3-turn or an easy 2-turn or something like that, and it never goes smoothly. It's like, and it's no fault of Avalon's, but like there'll just be like some inevitable RNG that just goes like horrifically bad. It just happens. Okay. Now this is a Berserker. Is this is Kali again? There we go. We endured the flood. Geez, now wait, she doesn't still have the mechanic, does she? No? Okay. I was gonna say, I didn't think she did. Can I... Oh, it'll actually let me. Nani? Well, bring Invuln Pierce, you say? A decently strong single target unit, you say? Go AFK got me. God, that tilts me so much that they're restricted to the middle slot. That just pisses me off. All right, definitely got to go with my strongest single target. Am I even required to use MASH? Am I not? Nani? I'm not. Sweet. Single target, you say? Yes. Yes, single target. I'm free. Yeah, I'm free until part 2. Wait, that's not a super scope. There we go. Wait, Buntori is single target? Yeah, you didn't know that? It's wild, but it's true. Okay, that's a problem. Hmm. Oh, I should have. Damn it. I should have used Honey Lake. I forgot she has all my burn command codes. Yeah, the only question is what the heck is the first bar break? Get evaded, scrub. Okay. Well. You're gonna take the NP damage up. Actually shouldn't have that command code on her. It's not really that good. It's a good command code. It's not good to use on her because she wants to use her cards after her NP. Because she gets tricolor buff off of her overcard. Oh no, I was gonna keep going. What's the problem? I guess we didn't want to fight anymore. Too much smoke, yeah. Don't talk about my sister behind her back. Oh, wait. I guess you was saying it right in front of her, huh? That accent on Tez is cursed. I know. It fits what he's saying, though, right? Does that make it slander, then? Libel? An indictment? Either way, nobody insults my sister and gets away with it. Looks like this mage is the next in line after you've done with those two, Hummingbird. The sacrifices have already made themselves scarce. That priest is pretty quick on his feet. But luckily, we have 2 more hearts right here. Maybe not of the same quality, but they still belong to proper human history humans. We'll have to make do with those today. Besides, Callie would be sad if we didn't complete their ritual. Everyone besides her. Oh, is she coming in with the steel chair? Yep. It's assless chaps lady. See, now that's interesting, because the dude introduced himself before as the king. So we have 2 kings. I knew it. She definitely reminds me of someone. It should remind you of Cat's chat. God damn it. Happens every time. Do they have the king trait? It's a good question. I actually don't think Cuckoo does. Because I think you have, like, divine instead, right? You usually don't have both, like, divine and sovereign traits. Usually. There are definite exceptions to that. So they actually did have, like, her recognize Quetzalcoatl. In front of you, Hummingbird, don't drop your guard. Oh shit. Damn, she just took that all right to the face. God, that could have at least blown her clothes off. Kaioken, yes. Just sleep for a little bit. I love her eyes. For mythologically valid reasons. A pseudo-servant who created my own human vessel to possess. What the fuck? I'm pretty sure they're drawn by the same artist, but I may be wrong on that. Never give things the proper weight. Oh, we got David to use a command seal. Oh, damn. Oh. GG Stormborder. Within a set of rules. Must have played a video game or two? Yeah, sure. Oh, free trial, thank God. So what you're saying is, I can uninstall this. I give this game a 0 out of 100. I'm now going to go shit on it on Metacritic. He's an even better cook than the foreign god expected. Jesse! Jesse, we have to cook! Hey, what's that? First you'll die, Mictlan will of course disappear, then the whole planet will come to an end. Only been able to stay alive here in this perfected Lost Belt. You're not understanding him. A fatal force of destiny. Oh. Is Bezetta Saberface? No. Okay. I can use my own. God! I'm unfree. Okay. Where all the Saberfaces were in a meeting? Exactly. Hmm. Golden catches the crap. Just in case someone dies. I mean, I get it. It's like MASH is supposed to be important. It's just like, I do agree they're doing it too much. Oh, that's all. I maybe should have popped the third skill, but oops. Well, that's a thing. Don't make me do it again. He's gonna win this one, chat. Yeah, he's just level 1. Good thing we got him before he got to his enhancement screen. He's just a baby. I didn't think I could live through the NP. That's actually interesting. Yes, They ever explain the absorbing thing? Yes. Yeah, I'm purposely not saying much, chat, because again, part 2 is a thing, so. Oh, cool. I'm just dead. Yeah, you're right. I guess you aren't just angry all the time. This is bad. Damn. It's super duper important. This is weird because I feel like the Stormboarder shouldn't be here anymore since Nemo's quote-unquote gone, but... Ah, yes, whisper, whisper. Dude, the fact that she, like, bites her lip, though, every time she makes that expression. Oh my god, Gordolf got picked up. Hello, Katana. Agape. Now, this is a muscle mommy? She definitely is. Now, chat, I will say that preview of Ort there definitely made some people not want to fight Ort. For very obvious reasons. And this is what I mean when I say that sometimes the devs do this to themselves. Because, like, they're like, wait, why aren't people completing story? And it's like... That is why. Some people look at that and go like, nah, fuck this, I'm out. Made it really hard to do, maybe. Yeah, it's like, I don't really think it is, but I do think if you're a very casual person, if you don't pay a lot of attention to the mechanics, like, and you come up against a fight like that, you're just like, what the hell, man? Oh, Clean Sky left us a rope ladder. Ah, so she's literally the Air Force. In my opinion, if you made it past Big Fluff, then you shouldn't have a problem with Orc. Oh, absolutely. Like I agree with that, but I think like the way they previewed it made people go like, "Fuck!" Right? Like it put the fear in people essentially. I don't think you will. All 100,000 a Celiba? Oh yeah, no, I get that, Ahado. It's just one of those deals where it's like, well, you had the intended effect, so you don't get to complain about why people aren't doing story, right? Like, you made it intimidating. Is the Ord fight really that hard? In my opinion, no. Well, no comment. I'm not on anyone's side. My focus is on war period. David's objective, Chaldea's objective, the Aselma's wish, the Danos' wish. So he's implying that him and David are not aligned. Hmm. Damn, they angry. That's right, Iskali. You're a pathetic excuse for a king. I'm gonna make my own city with blackjack and hookers. Right. I think you might have a concussion. Oh, is he rattled by that too? Yeah. That's the thing about showing people the future. Sometimes it has unintended consequences. Oh, hey, what up, Batman? What? Bro. If you want to protect proper human history, you have done such an ass job of it. Like... Yeah, so he doesn't really care. See, I don't like this line then, because he doesn't want to protect proper human history. This is not true. He just wants to protect, like, either humans or history. It's one or the other. It's not really proper human history, because he's literally saying, I don't care what the scroll says. So he doesn't fucking care. He just wants to protect humanity as a whole, it seems. It doesn't matter who wins to him. Who wants the scroll to have existed? Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's just like, he doesn't care what's on it. So therefore, he doesn't actually care about proper human history. Since I use them for sustenance. I don't think you will. Okay, chat, we did it. We beat part 1. And yeah, none of it was really hard. I do kind of agree with people saying that, like, that Fluffy is probably still the hardest fight in the game. I still think that is the case. I do think there's some stuff in this Lost Belt that can rival him, but not much. Like, and at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a little bit more in the eye of the beholder, but I still think Fluffy overall has a little bit more lethality to his mechanics. Congrats on beating part 1, thank you. It's wild they released Nito Alter when she's nowhere in the story yet. Yeah, I actually thought Nito Alter showed up in part 1. So that's kind of wild to me that she didn't. It does make a little bit of sense for where she did come out, like her banner timing originally, not with an A, but like JP. But yeah, I'm definitely surprised by this. I also think that I think that this will definitely be Saberface doable at the current point in time. I need to look into the raids a little bit more. I'm like planning that a little, but there's only like so much planning you can do. But that is probably going to be the more difficult thing for me to overcome. Story-wise, I really like this Lost Belt so far. It's got some plot holes. It's got some issues. But based off of how they have already addressed some of them, I am confident that like almost all of them will get addressed this time around. It's not shaping up to be like LB6 was. I think LB6 had a lot more plot holes. I think LB6 still has some major lore implications that I don't agree with. So far, I really like everything they're doing with LB7. Just thinking, I'm really curious to get more on Kukulkan. I'm really curious to get more on Tez. I hope his Kali dies. And Tlaloc is going to be interesting, I think, as we move forward. Oh, it's too loaded for me to even begin to talk about, Nevis. About 2 hours to spend together before he has to go to bed. Ah, that's fine. I mean, there's no rush, chat. The reason I wanted part 1 done, we know part 2 is coming on, like, probably again the 17th. So I've got about 2 weeks here. Over the next 2 weeks, just filling you in on what I'm doing, I'm going to start doing all of my, hey, these are the things like that I need to do at the beginning of the year type videos. That's my what FGO can do to improve in 2025. That's my banner review video. And if I have time, I'll also start some of the other projects that I have planned. So definitely stuff I want to do. I'm probably not going to do the list for all of the like strengthenings and interludes this year. The reason why a lot of the time that gets talked about somewhat in banner review anyways, and the strengthenings and interludes list, and chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the current upcoming year on NA is the historically weakest year that JP ever had for strengthenings. I think this is the year where we only got like 30 of them or something. So there's not a whole lot to actually talk about in that regard. So it'd make for a very short video. I guess I could still do it, but I'm not sure it really needs to be done. NCPA exam on the 17th-ish? Oof. I mean, again, there's no real rush, chat, for getting part 2 done either. What you're going to get when you finish part 2 is you're going to get access to the nodes to be able to farm them. So the free quests. But realistically, I've told you guys, you probably need to have part 2 done sometime, I'd say like before March. March is when, at the earliest, you guys can really expect like anything in relation to Ordeal Call, like the intro and the storm pods coming out and stuff like that. You definitely want part 2 done by that time because you don't want to miss a singular storm pod at all. You want to make sure you use every single storm pod. And the reason for that is because that feeds into the class score system. Also, just doing those nodes, they are very, very lucrative. And so you want to make sure that you're always at least able to spend your AP. Am I doing a Bonsi video? Yeah, it's one of the projects that I was talking about that I would work on if I get the beginning of the year stuff done fast enough. Next week we'll probably be doing banner review. I don't know if it'll start right away. Like I'm in my head, I'm still debating, do I want to start banner review and then do the 2025 improvements video? Or do I want to do that in the reverse order, where I do this first? I think it may be better to do this first, but we'll see. Wouldn't it be better to complete LB7 Part 2 ASAP to maximize the storm pods? What do you mean? The storm pods are not tied into LB7 Part 2. That, like, you have to have Part 2 done in order to get the Ordeal Call introduction, but that doesn't happen right away. Like, when you complete, let's say the day, like the 17th arrives, Part 2 comes out, and you beat it that very same day, you won't have access to the intro. It's not a thing until later. That's why I'm saying, like, it'd probably be like March at the earliest, and it's still probably going to be like April, so. Do I have a video for class score? I do. Could some strengthenings from next year come this year? Yes, but I never really look into that sort of thing because JP occasionally does give us a strengthening early, but it's usually like a one-off, and it's a very rare set of circumstances that allow for it. It's not a regular occurrence at all. If Kirby were to fight Ort, who would win? Like, memeing wise, Kirby. Lore wise, I don't think there's much that can actually beat a full powered Ort. As chat already indicated, Ort is sort of the boogeyman. Part 1 released February 10th? That doesn't sound right. Isn't Mystic Eye's ordeal call or something part of? Wait, I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Joshua. Can he beat Goku? Probably. But that's because Goku would let Ort win. The problem is, I'm not sure Goku would get a second fight. Because that's where, like, Goku always wins, is Goku tries to get a second fight. He loses the first battle and then he comes back stronger. The whole that which doesn't kill you. Here you go, chat. There's your ordeal call pre-release campaign. And that's May. Like, again, this will get accelerated on NA, but yeah, allow me to revise my statement. You need to be done with part 2 by April. Yeah, you guys still have a ton of time. There is no rush. Because there was your actual release. Literally in June. And memory serves, wait, this is the prologue. Oh, okay, hold on. Wait, when did we get the storm pods? Storm pods weren't until June, right? Like, I'm not like crazy for thinking that. Storm pods were June. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so like, yeah, don't worry about this, chat. This is not a big deal. This is when you need to have it done by. This will happen earlier on NA, but like, you don't care. You'll have it done by then, chat. Like, I mean, there's stuff that's going to be going on, including another lotto in between now and then, but I wouldn't worry about it. For us, it's in May. Yeah, probably. Did we have the one elemental fight before we got storm pods, or no? No, I don't think that was until later. But yeah, I would not worry about it too much, chat. When do we get another Grail front? There's only one Grail front this next year, and it's not until like October. Right here. And it's actually, that's a fun event. I actually like that one. Strange fake thing is probably not going to happen for a night. It might. It just depends on how they want to do it. When do we get a 5-star ticket? Was there one there? Yeah, I mean, I know we just had one at 30 million, but Almost 30 million. There's a 4-star ticket before, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. With 3,000 days. Well, that's 3,200. That would have been in the prior year. There's your 30 million. Yeah, so not for a long time. 3,000 days should be the summer. Yeah. No SSR tickets. There is no completely free SSR, correct. They should totally do some events or main story using that structure instead of the conventional farming nodes sometimes. I mean, they kind of have, just like, they're more or less like one-off things. Like, hey, here's a challenge node to do, not like, hey, here's a full-fledged event. Mystic Eyes Symphony is like... right here, yep. July. So, again, I think, like, for the roadmap that we got... I'm trying to remember when the heck it was.
Hello, I'm Connolly.
Hi. Yeah, early June, so... you guys can still expect that there's going to be quite a bit of time. So, like... actually, this is interesting, because this is late April, this is early June, so yeah, it must be May is when we're gonna get it. They basically skipped a month right there. Yeah. Orduko will be a surprise, yeah, a surprise to literally no one! Oh no, it's all good, Josh. Like, Kogetsuken? Oh, we kind of have. It's just, Kogetsuken was, like, actually enjoyable, whereas the, like, we had the film mystery one, and that one, I don't think anyone really cared for. Like, I guess if you, like, really like Jalter, that was a cool one, or Bartholomew. The film one was meh. It was a popularity contest, yeah. Like, Kogetsuken was to me a lot more enjoyable, but I agree, they should do more of that. They actually, like, I think that's a testament to how good, like, FGO's story and writing are, that they can just have an entirely, like, narrative-driven event without any nodes or any farming or anything like that, and people will still enjoy it. Rather than which character had the better short film idea. To be fair, I struggled even paying attention to reading that one. That one was like, I'm sorry, I didn't actually care. Like, they lost me on that one. The film one, chat. Alright though, chat, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it quits here a little bit early. I don't normally, but we accomplished all of our goals. I'm not in a position really to be able to, you know, like record for tonight. So everybody gets the night free, or at least the next half hour free. Let me see who all's on. If there's somebody I can give some love to. I am just seeing Mr. Fox on, so I'm gonna send you guys his way again. Again, thank you guys for being here tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the Saberface only run. We will pick it back up. Basically, wait, did I spell that wrong? No, I spelled that right. I literally did the command a second time, and it went through the second time. I hope you guys enjoyed the Saberface only run. Like I said, I'm going to try to pump out some more content coming out here. I know I've been doing just a ton of servant analysis. I'd like to get back more towards guide making. That is the thing that I feel like I'm the strongest at as a content creator. I can definitely analyze servants, but I do feel like people... you know, like, not that like nobody appreciates it, but just that it's less of a like big deal in a sense. So yeah, I hope to get back to that. I hope you guys will continue to support me throughout the new year. Thank you guys for all the support you have given me. Go give Mr. Fox my love. Have a good one.